Rebecca from the Stitchery. I'm here today with my Longway Homestead breed study. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that, but I do sometimes. Just adjust the camera so I'm closer to the center. I don't know. There we go. So I haven't taken it out of the plastic yet, so it's still all compressed. But the breed for this month is Corriedale. And I think I've spun Corriedale on the channel before, but I'm not 100% on that. So if I did, I will link to it below, but I'm not sure. So, Corriedale. The Corriedale breed was developed in New Zealand in the 1880s as a dual-purpose breed intended to graze on pastures that weren't well suited to the existent dominant sheep breeds. Originally developed by breeding merino sheep and the Lincoln longwool sheep, the intention and result was a hardy animal who thrives on a range of conditions and provides both excellent meat and wool. They're a prominent breed in South America. It can also be found in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and the USA. Corriedales are recognizable by the woolly top knots on the top of their head. This particular batch of Corriedale comes from Saskatchewan, Canada. I probably butchered that. Saskatchewan, I don't know. Pretty sure I butchered that. Anyway, about the wool. It's a versatile, reliable fiber. A lot of variances within the breed. I have spun a lot of Corriedale. Every single one was different. Generally a medium fine wool with a long staple, some luster, and a well-defined tight crimp. The crimp means there's a lot of resilience and loft, and the fineness means it can usually be worn next to the skin. Corriedale wool and yarn can be found commercially with relative ease. I actually have a whole bunch of Corriedale sock weight yarn from a company in the United States. I forget which one at the moment, that I plan on using for a weaving project in the future, so you'll see that at some point as well. They are usually white, but also come in gray through black and beige to brown. Felts really well, excellent at taking dye, great for socks, hand wash those. Average staple length 3 to 6 inches, fiber diameter 25 to 31 microns, fleece weight 10 to 20 pounds. They can have really big fleeces. Rectangular and dense locks with clearly defined crimp. All right, so I have spun a lot of Corriedale. Some of it has been commercially processed Corriedale, so like a larger company and it's a big batch of Corriedale, and that stuff tends to be very processed, and I mean it's still good wool, but it's not going to feel like a smaller batch process wool generally. So this is a smaller batch process, and that is very soft. That is a lot softer than I expected, actually. All right, so very white, and it's quite fine. So this will be something very lovely. Now, I definitely have spun Rambouillet on the channel, and Rambouillet is related to merino, just like Corriedale is related to merino, and then Cormo, I think, was descended from a cross of Corriedale back into merino. The merino family is very complicated and interconnected, but all of those type of breeds can have really crimpy, soft wool. It's within their possibilities. It's not always going to be like that. Corriedale also comes from Lincoln longwool, so it can be a lot tougher and longer, but most of the time I find it's more like a hardier merino, or in this case it's very soft, quite a bit like merino. So I'm gonna rewind this so that it'll fluff up some more, and I will get spinning, and we'll see how it comes out. that finishes up my Corriedale spin. And this is how the finished skein came out. And I wasn't really sure looking at the jar that it would come out the way I wanted, because I added the pink first at the bottom because that particular pink food coloring tends to strike really fast, and I wanted pink first. And then I was thinking, oh, it'll be like pink and then variegated black. And that's not exactly what I got, but it is actually surprisingly close. When I filled it with water and the water was all black all the way up, and I was like, oh crap. But for whatever reason, the black didn't layer on top of the pink. So that was nice. I kind of like this. It's kind of like a dusty rose and then pops of gray, black, and teal. So very cool. As for the yarn itself, it puffed up quite a bit during the dyeing and washing process, so it's more of a worsted weight now. Before I washed it, it was almost fingering weight, so that's something to keep in mind. If you're trying for a particular weight, try to get it smaller than that weight, because it probably will puff up quite a bit. That goes for all yarn, but ones that have a lot of crimp, I find it happens more. So there's that. It's crazy soft. One of the softer Corriedales I've spun, actually, so that was nice. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but it was really fun to spin, and I hope that it was at least a little bit enjoyable for you to watch. So I am going to go put this away and think about what I want to do with it. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon.